What's up, guys? Just something I wanted to start doing, quarterback breakdown. So week 1 in college football, first off, thank God it's back. Long overdue. I basically want to break down my top 5 favorite quarterbacks from this week. And let me tell you guys, this week we had some studs. Let's get into the tape. The first quarterback that I want to break down is Shedeur Sanders. Now, I know he's been talked on First Take. I know Shan and Skip have talked about him on Undisputed. But this guy went crazy this week. His first 17 passes were all completed. And even right there, I just want to show you guys the importance of the touch that he's putting on that ball. He has this backer right here that could be coming into that window, and he's putting it right above him, but also low enough so that way the DB on his back cannot get to that area. Let's look at the second clip. This back shoulder fade, world class. Now keep in mind, this kid was a 4-star quarterback coming out of high school. Literally could have gone to any program, and he decided to go play with his dad at Jackson State. Look at this ball. Back shoulder, 40 yards down the field, absolutely incredible. Now let's talk about our next quarterback, Bennett. I know stat line, he put up some great numbers, but I just really wanted to highlight the fact that this kid picked up right where he left off. Coming off a national championship, I had to put this clip in here just because of this hurdle. I mean, oh my goodness, Agent Zero going crazy. But, you know, let's look at a couple clips that really made him stand out to me this week. Play fakes, quarterbacks. Every single play matters, whether it's just handing the ball off and carrying out your fake 5 to 6 yards as hard as you can, just to hold somebody. You never know when that can be utilized later on in the game, and this was a big score. 7-0, second and goal. Nice play fake. He ends up having a walk-in touchdown, and now they're up 2 scores in a big game. You know, obviously Oregon, they didn't play or have the performance that they had hoped to have, but Georgia just really showed how dominant they are. And I gotta point one other thing out too. You know, even on the celebration, make sure you're protecting yourself, all right? Stetson, I know you got some athleticism, but you almost hurt yourself, big fella. Take care of that leg. A couple other plays that I wanted to show you guys. This right here, 2nd and 16. Look at the offensive line protection, but he didn't panic. He didn't try to run. He kept his eyes down the field. Let's look at it again. And he ended up taking a really big shot. So that's very important whenever you're playing this quarterback position. If you have the time, utilize it. He's looking on the right side, comes back to the left side of the field, scanned the entire field, and then threw a rifle in an area that only his receiver could catch it. At this point, they're up 21-3, having a very dominant first half, but look at the touch on that rail route. You know, Bo Nix for Oregon, a lot of passes that he was throwing were ending, especially that style pass where he's throwing the rails. A lot of them he was trying to throw a bit too hard, in my opinion. But look at the touch right here. You know, loft it up over that defender, make it an easier catchable ball for your receiver. And yeah, I was just very impressed with Stetson Bennett. Way to get the win week 1, you know, in a great fashion. Now, Anthony Richardson, AR-15. Listen to this stat line, rushing wise. 11 carries, 106 yards, and 3 touchdowns. We haven't seen somebody do that at Florida for a long time. Passing wise, not crazy numbers, but very efficient. 17-24, a 94.8 QBR, 168 yards passing. I was very excited with his performance. Let's look at a couple clips. Even right there, open field, he's making moves, keeping that distance. 3rd and 4 right here. Let me pause it. Now, an average quarterback in college football is getting sacked there, and at this point they're down 7-0 to the number 7 overall Utah. An average quarterback is getting sacked there. They're having to bring their punting team onto the field, and at that point they got to send the ball away for Utah, not AR-15. Look at the strength. This is what you train for, gentlemen. Just enough separation to go get the first. 3rd and 4, high percentage run, taking care of his body at the end, knowing where he's at on the field. Incredible. 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. Down in distance. Once again, 7-0 is the score. 3rd and 15. Big time completion. 4th and 2. There's going to be a lot of situations in games where you're going to have to put up or shut up. Just like that. Nice play fake and roll out. They get the touchdown. He's looking deep. Finds nothing. And my God. Burners. Absolute burners. I like to see it. Great game, AR-15. He's going to have a very big test coming up this week. The 4th quarterback that I have on the list is Jordan Travis, Florida State. Stat line wise, he didn't go crazy, but it was a big game. This is a 1-0 team coming in against LSU that has a lot of expectations. Last year, Florida State started off a bit shaky. I know Jordan Travis, he had to battle Mackenzie Milton last year and beat him out. So it was a lot of different things going on, but the heart that this kid showed is what made me put him on this list. I mean, when it was time for him to stand in the pocket and make a throw, when it was time for him to make a play on the third down, he did it. So let's get right into the highlights. I mean, right here, once again, you're seeing a great play fake. You're seeing the use of his athleticism, throwing across his body to a tight end that's still trailing. I mean, just phenomenal. Right here, 1st and 20, already behind the chains and just picking up, I mean, look at that, picking up yards, using his legs. Very athletic. Now, this play right here, I want to pause it and say something. Whenever you have to do a flea flicker style pass, you don't have time to grab the laces. You don't have time to try to get the grip of the ball just right. You have to have the ability to just grip and rip that thing. It's not always going to be perfect, mind you, but this is just an incredible throw. He put it in a place where his receiver could come back to it. The DB had bit down on the play fake, and yeah, just incredible play. This really set the tone out the gates, let them get up. 3rd and 3, probably the play of the game. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. You can see it here again on the replay. This is how you find a one-on-one matchup, knowing you're going to get pressure, taking an absolute drilling to the head. I mean, this man got baptized in the Jordan River right here. Bow! I mean, and just the only place that his receiver could catch the ball. And don't get me wrong, amazing catch. You know, this is what you have receivers for. This is what they train for. Just giving them a chance to make a play like that, and just an absolutely amazing catch. But gotta give him the credit for standing in the pocket, completing the pass, and being aware of the fact that, yo, you can't do that. You can't come from my head like that. But nonetheless, great pass. 1st and 15. There was a good amount of like false starts or times where they would end up a bit, you know, behind the chains, and big plays when it matters most. Right there, extending the play. The jump pass on 2nd and 10. 4th quarter, absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, Jordan Travis, shout out to you, man. The heart that you showed, absolutely amazing. Now this next kid, Will Rogers III. I know that the quality of the video is not the greatest, so bear with that. I mean, they literally they started the game, and like within the 1st quarter of the game, they ended up having a storm. So they had to go sit in the locker room for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And that's something that I even wanted to talk about as well. Is like, you never know what the conditions are going to be. You never know if it's going to be raining, if it's going to be snowing, windy. A quarterback has to have the mindset to be able to play through all those different conditions. You have to be able to souped up on adrenaline, go sit in the locker room for 2 hours, and then come back and carry out business as usual. And just a fun fact about Will Rogers, you know, I'm pretty sure he had the 3rd highest completion percentage behind like Joe Burrow, and I can't remember who the other quarterback was, but you know, with Mike Leach's system, he's going to be getting a lot of completions this year. He puts the ball, I mean, look at that. The fade allows the receiver to extend his arms, doesn't have to break his stride. And right here on 1st and 20, find your running backs. Find your running backs, because running backs are going to pick up 15 yards for you, right? Look at this absolute dot. I mean, finding the soft spot in the secondary. Will Rogers stat line, 38 of 49, 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he did it against my Memphis Tigers. So bravo to you, Will. You killed it, man. Now, honorable mention, really quickly, I want to shout out Quinn Ewers from Texas. I know he only played UL Monroe. I know Bryce Young had like 6 or 7 touchdowns this week, so I'm not keeping Bryce off the list because of lack of play, just because I know Bryce is going to be on the list a lot this year. But Quinn Ewers did a lot of things that I was very pleased with. You know, he just has such a natural gift, such an ability to be able to throw the ball off platform. I mean, there's a pretty easy touchdown, but just a great pocket awareness. His feet do not need to be set, and he can still, you know, put the ball where he wants to put it. So yeah, Quinn Ewers, you know, he was 16 to 24, 225, 2 touchdowns. It was only UL Monroe. You know, he didn't quite make the list, but shout out to the 5 guys that made the list. I like to pick on guys that aren't the 5-star guy or who we should all be talking about, but these guys had incredible weeks. I'm excited for week 2. So much good quarterback play. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing these breakdowns week to week for NFL quarterbacks as well. I'll see you guys week 2. Also, coming soon, we got the Journey shirts. Every 2 shirts that's sold feeds a kid. So let's make sure we go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click on the link below.